to come at MP. So opposite twice, 2 years, 10 hours, and MP NDC was in power. NDC is in power. What would they help me do? Nothing. Mutual letter, I was elected. Letter, why are you? Most of the work I did when NPP was in power. Cancer World Road, I did it when NPP was in power. Kojo Krom Road, I did it when NPP was in power. The schools I'm talking about, 90% of them, I did it when NPP was in power. And when NPP was in power, I say that what I plan to do, I did about 90%, but not in power all the time I was MP. This year, KNUST has been adjudged the best university in the world in sustainable development. You know it, or you don't know it. United Kingdom, they earn £28 billion a year from international students every year. Echo KNUST, they have 2 halls dedicated to international students, Brunei and Baby Brunei. Echo Kufodra, All Nations University, there are a lot of foreigners there. Chief, if you are my education minister, and the foundation has been laid, that's why I believe that this government has done well. If you are my education minister, your role is to make Ghana the hub for education, first in West Africa and then in Africa. If we earn even 1/10 of that money, even if we had $2 billion pounds a year, maybe we won't have to go to IMF or anything like that. And how do we do it? What is my role? What is our role as a government? Even just now, I'm told there a lot of the infrastructure development going on in the universities for internally generated funds. This concept of pay students and even the foreigners coming in and so on, it creates a lot of income. And so scholarship secretariat, one of your roles will be to give people scholarships and bind them so we improve the human resource capacity of our universities, so that our universities work hard, so that our universities will be graded internationally, our universities are high. For your health. I met a doctor in Germany, also a pinhole surgery for heart. And we said, why doesn't he come and do it in Ghana, or a Ghanaian? Also, he doesn't have the equipment in Ghana. Medicine, the doctor, the person in charge, your duty is to make Ghana the hub for medicine, first in West Africa, and then in Africa and possibly the world. Turkey, people are going for Ghana to do their teeth, and other body works in Turkey. Why can't we do it in Ghana? And I was a consultant to the Sierra Leone Parliament in 2009. The Mukro one me, MPs needs to come. I was in a year of Parliament that time now. A pain was Sierra Leone a year, abandonment. You have to show that the thing cannot be done in Ghana before they take you abroad. So already in Ghana, there's a certain respect for us in the sub-region. So every sector, every sector, your job is to create jobs. And some more time, in any sector you ask me, I'll tell you. Maybe some Galamsey, let me come to Galamsey. Gold, we can't stop gold production and gold mining and so on. The law is clear. The small-scale gold mining is reserved for Ghanaians. But certain areas, when the foreigners are into mining services, where mining services now, they're using that also to do that. So I'll strictly enforce the Ghanaian position that it's Ghanaians who can do it. It is a foreigner. No, baby, I don't want to mention the names of the places. I know where they are doing it. You have to tell us why you are there. That's one. 2, we allow small-scale mining, but you cannot go onto the water. Yeah. Every time I'm going to my consultancy, I drive over the river Pra. It's brown. Me from here, it was a river. It's totally brown. It's affecting people all the way downstream. Mercury, just now, even the brown, it has entered the sea. So I'll be strict on that. And there are many ways to man it instead of using men. There's a lot of technology that can be used, drone and everything. I won't say everything that I'll be done because when we're fighting drugs, we didn't say everything that will be done. But we'll fight it like the way we fought drugs. I'm not going to be against small-scale mining. Okay. Another thing is that we are going to aggressively license Ghanaians to buy gold. Okay? PMMC to gold, but we are going to aggressively license private people as well to buy gold. And we are going to use the cocoa board model. Say a licensed buyer today, cocoa board. What you do is that you'll be able to be our partner in checking that it's environmentally correct. So, yeah, we take your license away, you give them inputs and so on, and then you also manage the way they do business, like the licensed buying agent and the cocoa farmer. We cannot stop people from mining, but we can stop them from spoiling the environment. And just now, government has started community mining. I hear it's good. I just encourage government to fast track it and to be very strict on the mining in waters.
Senator Suni Yakwaya say you were now your cabinet minister.
Yes.
One number so all core constituency our first wanted praso. Who say prana a hadwin pa. What to me raise concerns be about the say the ensure essay no. What can one be? Cabinet meeting be say be the course say the also who a hadwin will be. What can be sir?
We have something we call an oath of secrecy in Parliament. The oath of secrecy binds you in Parliament, in cabinet. It binds you in cabinet and out of cabinet. But as some kind the documentation and the concerns that came out of cabinet on the Galamsey, that is which led the president to take certain decisions and form an ministerial cabinet committee. I was there. And if I'm there as a member of cabinet, I have two rules. My first rule is to be in charge of my sector. My second role is my region. So I fight for my region as well. And if you talk about Galamsey, it's Western region. I tell you something. I do a friend, and if you're Quantal Hospital, for example, able to be Honorable Mesa. I mean, I fought for it in cabinet. I'm a friend. Me and Crow, Kenofrata one was the new hospitals they were building. See, naturally, I spoke about it because Western, but exactly what I said and the response, cabinet out of secrecy.
It is all share the fight against Galamsey. Your administration, what you mean?
I'm not. It's not my administration.
You're part of it.
No, first 4 years. I'm not part of the administration now. Let's talk about what Joe Ghartey will do.
But sometimes you know, see, should be a free banner. If it's made, you know, so they are judged.
Oh, baby, we free banner there. Railway sector, minimum. Well, I send you about come answer, but fight against can say, I'm telling you what I'll do, and let's focus on that.
Yeah. Can I say, and then you media, TV station back home, America, memo. I was find a live, but say anyone more New Jersey, all over America, so I share. King's Jersey TV. King's Jersey TV, USA. After programming live in Tino, we share America. No. Honorable, now make be about the employment, the youth.
So every sector employment has to. So your job as a minister is to create jobs. I mean, let's take. So I've given you an example about education and to create jobs. I mean, Winneba at the time that Winneba was had the normal 3-term vacation. That time, so schooling convocation, the taxi drivers go to Sodu to work. And someone in there, everywhere that there's education, not only does it improve the well-being of the people, it also has an economic spillover. Oxford University, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Boston in the US, the famous university towns. And in my constituency now, there are 3 universities, and clearly it is improving the economic activity there. So if the Minister for Education fulfills his mandate of increasing the number of foreign students who come to Ghana, making it a center of excellence, it will create jobs for people and it will also create income for the country. I can take agric, for example, cashew. Yes, now Ghana, some Googler, some reports say that Ghana produces about 85,000 tons of cashew a year. Ebinom we produce about 110,000 tons of cashew a year. In any event, cashew, we produce about 1% of the world's production of cashew. Cashew, as I speak, it employs about 200,000 farmers and about 300,000 other people who have other jobs around cashew. Listen, and most of the cashew is exported in its raw form. So even taking only the cashew sector and times it by 10, what will happen in there? The former Brown Hafu regions and the Savannah region and some part of the Northern Volta region will create employment. How will we do that? One of the things that must be done is fixing minimum price. Government enacted the law, the Tree Development Authority Act. Honorable Kwetu, former MP, Onodano, and I know he's working towards that. But Cote d'Ivoire, which is the world's largest producer of cashew nut, one of the reasons why their cashew is growing is because of the price mechanism. Most of our cashew is exported raw. What Joe Ghartey will do in there, he will put an export duty on raw production of cashew or raw export of cashew. The KABN, I will give it to Ghanaians for them to be able to process the cashew and to buy cashew. Even the cashew sector, I'll give you one example. Only the cashew sector can generate in that area.
Okay.
What we are doing in there, the greatest challenge for the next administration is jobs. And so within every sector, we have teams that are working towards how we create jobs. Sometimes you create jobs just by law, changing the law. Sometimes by policy, sometimes by funding. I mean, we are now today because they allow private media. Government did not put any money in your business. When the law was changed to allow private media, look at the media houses that have been created. It's sometimes even the law alone can change it. Sometimes policy, sometimes government must put funding. But my government's business will not be to do business. It will be to support the private sector to do business.
And now, no daily guide anymore. Or say 2 people contesting 2 slots, 7 people contesting 2 slots, and the NPP special delegate, special delegate Congress, right?
Yes.
Good. Sa 3 no, oma ayi nipa 1, 2, 3 bisa na omo pa kire se wo hwe the way ansam kokoba Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Honorable Alankujo Chiramatin, and Honorable Assistant Central MP Kennedy Ejapom. Omo miensa na omo seso omo ye front runners. And na momo amaka no. Mo 7 mo gu ase na mo prep 2 Sana hunu no.
You know, this morning I've been talking to my coordinators around the country. Na Echo said to me 3 regions akasa in there. 1 board regions in voting. The situation is not like that at all. There's a difference from noise and voting. It's 2 days away.
This Obaka 5 no.
So I mean, you see, my political career since I started, the last election, so listen, I do my best and I give the rest to God. And that is why, even at 62, I'm still looking nice, and I don't have diabetes, I don't have hypertension, I don't have any medical ailment, and I sleep like a baby. I'm not happy if I don't do my best. And I leave the rest to God. So I am in a pair. You'll be one of the first to call me and congratulate me.
I would love to do that. Yeah. I think we'll be disappointed, so one can one.
You know, I know what I say will not sound sensible to a lot of people. But I have a view that all things work together for good for those who serve the Lord and are called according to his name. When you're a railway minister, some people were disappointed because they felt that as former Attorney General in Jordan, me, Minister of Defense, Minister of Interior, Foreign Affairs, and railway, I just said it when I went to vetting. Was I disappointed? I said to myself that all things work together for good for those who serve the Lord and are called according to his name. So I had the a lawyer into me here. So you being a bad man wanted to put me in the same category as the president and said that, and I know what your follow-up was going to be. But quickly I showed you that apart from Attorney General's office, there are a lot of differences. Until all things work together for those who serve the Lord and are called according to his name. And let all believers say amen, unless you are not a believer.
Amen, amen.
Thank you.
Honorable Joe Ghartey, I was a paid no pay so nyabre ebaye. Na ye hwe kwan bom pa say memenda ye betina fi he ya. Na jamo be bia nso no. Ye nso de ho sama to jama Ghana for to me hu ni nyina. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Say obeka 5 no ho na fi at the long run no. Say bre no so na say 5 no so bokọ a. Say delegate no so wo na sefata yie pa. O message no be bia wedding kudum na kwa say oba ha no na tumi aboa wo sai ntia dase pi
am so da wase ansa na mo kwa na go to aba mam time am delegates in Nkasa Musro.
Okay,
what I say to all the delegates there, over to Abe,
and then patch your camera here.
A number of things are happening. First of all, Yankupo Nado, Sisia Aban Obabamuban, Ibia and Hubia about to mention your vote is your secret. Echo, they are not going to mention any names on your conference or your vote. Ibia Kowa, able to go to Aba, I got to Aba, Ibia right there, Obi saw there, I told them, to Aba, Emma Waba do them 2 days. My agents there will protest and make sure that your vote is disqualified. It's a secret ballot. You can't ballot and then raise your ballot. In here, one party or one family. Or internal, internal game, Argentina oko World Cup nti wo pre Messi wo training nti obi san for World Cup. We are one people, but I think that the best candidate is Joe Ghartey. I believe so, and that is why I'm standing. It's in strong 1-2 man. 9-18 when we first 5 on. You bring about over 200,000. I want to display. But that one I see.
Well, just we are.
To who?
Listen, for 2 years, Kappa.
Master. Now, why do you?
I don't want Joe Ghartey.
I thought you were a nice man.
I'm very nice man.
Now, who from your member?
Oh, Baba. I mean, your penny now. I be microphone and said I ain't muntra. No, for Joe Ghartey, I've known him for a very long time. Pa now, and now you're the Nasisonia Brena Waba. Na yenna beche. Oni abeche. Dia wo. Edemagana ne dia waye dia pasoye. Enti we nyina no, eye party no. And a behwe so sefata. Ne nsem kan ne do betumi aye no. Na party ne behwe. Na wo magina so dia to aba. Enti sebe you say you mimi da bayi. And a behwe say the first 5 no obeka ho anase bia won ka ho. Aheya and e beka ho asem. Was me the first person my friend congratulate no. And I'll be excited to do that. In turn pay as the PSN and more production team no. Some boy am YouTube the by na fe dey asidan so am a King Jesse TV a wo US say you dwumedi am find live so na be enuan mo ama no nso e bitumi ahwe bi midin e de eja kwabena e dey asidan so e be ma Dominion Herbal Center am Dominion powder ba e bo ma manfo apomuden atumi agina ye ho aye adom a ochena anoda mpu ni mpu e be san ba yakra mo ma mo nyina mo ene hwe
Bull.